Joining us right now is Canadian Industry Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne. He is the country's equivalent of the Commerce Secretary here in the United States. And Minister, thank you for being with us this morning. Trying to follow what's been happening with tariffs has been a little difficult, even for those of us who do this for a living. Why don't you bring us up to speed on the latest in terms of where things stand right now between Canada and the United States on these tariffs?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure. I would agree with you. I think there's like policy fatigue, that you're seeing now. The markets have spoken, workers have spoken, industry has spoken. I've been talking to U.S. CEOs, and you know what? We cannot allow uncertainty to become the new certainty. We have to work hand in hand. We need to work between Canada and the United States to remain very competitive because that's the best way to achieve the plan that was set up. I was at the inauguration. I was at the Emancipation Hall during the inauguration. I remember when the president talked about the golden age of America, I was saying, well, if it's good for America, it's going to be good for Canada. Because, by the way, I'm always reminding Becky when I go to Washington that Canada is the biggest customer to the United States. We buy more from the U.S. than China, Japan, the U.K., and France combined. And where I come from, when you're the biggest customer, you're treated well. Because that's how we are. We have been integrated our economy. So what we want is obviously for these tariffs to go away and to make sure that we can work together with the administration. We're ready to do our share. We've done it on the border on fentanyl. We want no fentanyl on our streets. We want to control immigration. And you know what? That's why you've seen so much going on in the market. That uncertainty is not helping industries, not helping our workers. And certainly is not helping to make North America more competitive.
Do you have a clear idea of what it is you need to do to keep these tariffs from being implemented next month?
Well, it seems that's a very good question. It seems that the goalposts keep moving, and that's what makes it difficult. I was Secretary of State for Canada during the first Trump administration. So I've been there. I've been working with the administration. But what we had at the time, we had a process. We had negotiators. We had issues that we could discuss. We're the best friends. We're the best allies. We're the best partners. We depend on each other when it comes to energy, critical minerals, semiconductors. So I just think that we need to get back to a place of normalcy in our relationship between Canada and the United States. Because you know what? Today, economic security is national security. When you talk about aluminum, and I heard in the State of the Union address, the president talked about shipbuilding. That's very important to make sure that we can face our adversaries. And I always say Canada is not a problem. Canada is part of the solution. We need to work together to protect our economy. And the challenge is coming from China. So when I hear Secretary Besson, I would agree with him. I have been preventing a number of Chinese investments to protect our national security, to protect our critical supply chain. And I think we should be seen like that. We deserve credit for what we've been doing to protect that. It's good for Canada, but it's also good for our American partners.
You said that you've done the work you think that needs to be done when it comes to fentanyl, when it comes to immigration, protecting the borders. Does this feel to you like there's going to be a renegotiation of the USMCA that was signed and put into law under the first Trump administration?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, President Trump signed the USMCA, and therefore, if he wants to, there's a process for a review, and we've said we're willing to engage with the administration on that. What we need is stability and predictability on both sides of the border. When you're talking, for example, in the auto sector, those are a very long supply chain. You cannot change the rules from day to day or week to week. We need to have that predictability so that we are more competitive together, we are more innovative together, and we can sell more of our goods across the ocean to the world. That's really what it is for us. So I am very keen to engage with the administration. We've been doing that. For 10 years, I've been engaging with the administration on in different roles. And I can tell you the world is watching us as well. The world is watching how we're going to be able to solve those differences and to work together. And I think we can bring great things, whether it's on the energy side, nuclear energy, that we can work together, critical minerals. We have a lot to offer to the world. And the best way to do it is to do it together.
The president, though, President Trump, has been pretty clear that he would like to reset things, that he wants to see fair trade. He would like to see some of those plants that are in places like Canada and Mexico moved back to the United States. Is that a starting point for a negotiation with you all?
Well, I would say there's a good reasons why these plants are on both sides of the border, because that's what makes us more competitive. Canada is the largest supplier of aluminum to the United States, and there's good reason, because not only we have the workers, but we have the energy to make sure that we have the most competitive price. Same thing when it comes to steel. If you look at the steel producers, and Becky, I've been in touch with a number of CEOs, they have assets on both sides of the border. The point is that we have an integrated economy. And if you exclude energy, actually the United States has a surplus with Canada. So that's, you need to get back to the fact and make sure that the political discourse is matching the industrial reality. The reality is that we are joined up together when it comes to energy, when it comes to natural resources, to manufacturing. And it'd be really a shame that we put behind us decades of good work we've been doing together. I meet as many U.S. CEOs as Canadian CEOs, and Becky, they have assets on both sides. They don't understand. And people say, tariff on Canada is a tax on American. It means that, people who want to buy a pickup truck will have to pay more. It means that people will pay more at the grocery store. It means that people will pay more for gas. We don't want that. We want to work together. We want to do more together. And that's what we've been working on with the administration. And I hope we can get back to a place where we can discuss issues together. And I have been said, there cannot be tariff without consequences. There cannot be tariff without impact. And there cannot be tariff with higher prices for American consumers. So let's get back to the table and make sure that we do things together as we have always done to protect North America.